Well, welcome to another bourbon hunt. In fact, it's Thanksgiving, so it's a double feature bourbon hunt. We had two videos earlier in the month. We had some technical issues, but we think we fixed them, so we'd like to show you them today on this special day. So we hope you're with friends and family, enjoying that turkey, just like we're enjoying it with our friends and family. So happy Thanksgiving from all of us at Bourbon Riders, and enjoy the video. Well, we're outside of Riverstone Beverage. Let's go inside and see what kind of new tasty bourbons and whiskeys they have. Hey Max!
How are you?
So as you come in right away, we've got our gins and vodkas on the side over here. And bourbon, Canadian, scotch, gin, tequila, and mixer back. And in the far back, we have our wine section. So we got some Elijah Craig single barrel. That's 10 years. That's a store pick. And look, they've also got a Maker's Mark private selection. I love the private selection. Now you have to be careful about what stave selection you pick, but they can be really good for money. As we come down here, we see the bourbon aisle and whiskey on the right side. And up front, if you like the Gypsy, that's a good price for it, $59.99, a Traveler. And look, they have their own single barrel proof. And it's 130 proof. Wow. Let's go see down here what we like. The Armida. Big fan of the Armida. Batch 34 we love. The Vantage. I think the Vantage is good. And look at that. Widow Jane, age 15 years. Those are hard to find. And the Decadence, our favorite Widow Jane product. Quite a bit of Russell's, Wild Turkey, Kentucky Spirit. My favorite Wild Turkey is the Kentucky Spirit. We got Toasted Rye and Toasted Barrel. Barrel proof. A single barrel again. In our Old Forester lineup. Broken Branch. And on bottom here, Ancient Age, 10 High, McKenna. And on top here, Chicken Cock Double Oak. That is a good double oak. Basil Hayden, our Michter's. Can't go wrong with any of the Van Holidays. And you can't go wrong with this company, straight bourbon whiskey finished in maple wood. This is from the former master distiller of Jack Daniels, Jeff Arnett. Like I said, that's a good price on the Gypsy. And if you're $17.92, we got the bottled in bond and the full proof here. One of my favorites here, the James E. Pepper Barrel Proof. And actually, this Dexter is quite a tasty bourbon, and it's only $44.99. Green River, can't go wrong with Green River. Jesse James, Benchmark. They got a lot of benchmarks here. Now we get to our new riff. You know, I'm a big fan of their bottled in bond. That's only $46 or $47. I also like their single barrel. Bardstown. I've not had this one. I'll have to look into that. The Amrut, not seen that one before. And look, Eagle Rare, one per customer. And Buffalo Trace. McKenna 10 year. And the horse soldier. I've heard good things about that, and all the horse soldiers are on sale over here. And look, must be the new labeling for the Old Fourth. You know, that's owned by Short Barrel now. So this is their bottled and bond. Nice labeling. And they also got a new label for their small batch. It kind of looks like their cigar batch. Same kind of, but this is their toasted small batch, and this is quite good. Uncle Nearest. And believe it or not, even, was it the 1884? This is an excellent bourbon for the money. More Old Fourth, Brothers Bond. And, to me, the best George Dickel out there. And look, I've seen this a couple of places. This gift set with the Glencairn, Heaven Hill. That's nice. I'm thinking of getting one of those. And look, even Jack Daniels has got a gift set now with a highball glass. Coming across. Seeing they're flavored and they're bonded. Jim Beam. You absolutely cannot go wrong with the Jim Beam Black Aged 7 years. Same with the Evan Williams. $20.99. You just can't beat that price for what you're getting. Some more Jim Beam flavored. And Evan Williams eggnog. I guess it's getting time for that, isn't it? It's getting close to the holidays. Over here we've got some flavored. Fireballs, Howler, Curveball, Ballotine, Old Smoky. I've never had any of the Old Smoky, but I know a lot of people like that. And the Bird Dog, also popular. Look at all those flavors. Not a flavored guy, but if you are, they've got a lot to pick from. Nice selection of Calumet. And look, here's the 8-year Old Elk Wheated Bourbon. Woodford. Fiddler, big fan of the Fiddler. Down here, see our Bullet. And look, quite a big selection of the Redwood Empire. Castle and Key. Watershed, and of course Chattanooga. For the money, you just can't beat what Chattanooga gives you. Now, you have to be a fan of high malt. It is a high malt whiskey, but most of their whiskeys are absolutely delicious. Wow, a nice selection of Blue Run. You normally don't see that many Blue Runs unless you're in a really big store. Here's your Whistle Pigs, Heaven Stores, Penelope, a nice selection of Penelopes. Smoke Wagon. And look here. Here's a 2XO that I've not seen before, the French Oak. I tried the American Oak, wasn't a big fan. But this French Oak, for under $50, I need to try that. Always been a big fan of the Blue Note Crossroads. And the Maker's Mark Cask Strength. You know, it's usually around 110. You just can't beat that for the money. Always under $50. And if you like the French Oak, then there's the 46. And not a big fan of Southern Comfort, but my wife loves that Southern Comfort. And on the end cap here, we got some more Maker's Mark, Four Roses. Big bottles of Elijah Craig. Same with Bullet, Woodruff Reserve, large bottles of Evan Williams, and some Jim Beam. And in the back here, next to the wine, we've got some of Riverstone store picks. There again, the Jack Daniel's single barrel proof. We've got Elijah Craig barrel proof, and a Maker's Mark. They're calling this the Great Butterscotch, and it's a 33112 stave combination. fantastic. Well, what a nice selection that Max and Riverstone Beverage has. Did I call it Bottle Shop earlier? It's Riverstone Beverage. So if you're in the Canton area, you can't miss it because it's right next to the Walmart. So if you can find the Walmart, you can find Riverstone Beverage. So we'll see you next time on Bourbon Hunt. And of course, it's now November, which means it's the unofficial month of limited releases. And our focus all month long is going to be those limited and special releases. Now, we're still going to do bourbon hunts and blinds and other things and show you what is new regardless. But what we're buying, what we're hunting, is those limited releases that come out this time of year. So come along with us as we go over to One Stop Package Depot and see what's new. So we're inside One Stop Package Depot, and this is their bourbon and whiskey aisle, and we're going to go through and see here what's new in bourbons and whiskeys. Amaret, I've been seeing that a few places. That's interesting. What is this? This is a straight rye whiskey finished in Amaret Indian malt. Wow, whiskey barrels. I think I'd have to try that before I buy it. It's not inexpensive, and I'm not sure it's my palate. The Four Square, which I thought was good, and of course, the Origin. Can't go wrong with the Origin. This is my favorite of the dark arts. What else we got going through here? I think I got a good selection of J.W. Kelly. I only have one J.W. Kelly, but I think it's really good for the money. Old Pepper bottled in bond. It's a good deal on that. We got our Ben Holiday. You know I love the Ben Holiday. And I tasted this Pursuit Rye whiskey the other day. I thought it was quite good. I'm not a rye guy, but I actually liked this Black Label Pursuit Rye whiskey. And it's a good price. So let's go. What else are we seeing that's new that I don't remember being here? I don't remember all this Widow Jane being here, but you know, I like the 10-year. I think it's a little pricey for what you get, but it is a good bourbon. This I thought was okay, and actually the price is getting better on that. And I haven't tried this, but this Applewood Rye is tasty. It's a little sweeter than normal, but that Applewood comes through spot on. There's our cigar cut, punch cut number 1. But you know, my favorite of all the Old Elks is still just a plain old wheated bourbon. Fiddler Chin Music, one of my favorite fiddlers. Went down through here. RY3. This is the one. I'm trying to get someone to send me a sample of that. I'm going to a bottle share tomorrow. Maybe somebody will have this RY3 in the Madeira cask. I just, you know, I'm kind of hesitant on buying a new rye unless I taste it first, because I'm just not a rye guy. So it's got to be a special rye for me to want to buy a whole bottle of it. Bull Run, fan of that. Old Forester, good selection of Old Forester. Probably the most underrated wild turkey they sell. I really don't think it's going to be around for much longer. Matthew McConaughey's no longer involved with it, and I just don't see him selling. Now, my favorite is this guy right here. It's a single barrel. It's not quite as proofy as the Rare Breed. I know Rare Breed has its fans, but me, I actually like this better than the Rare Breed. It is pricier, but it actually, that single barrel is spot on. Let's see, looking for new and unusual. Of course, if we see a limited and special release, we may just have to pull the trigger on that. Can you say pull the trigger? I don't know. That's probably no longer PC. The Alter Ego, I don't remember seeing that here. That's probably one of the best Doc Swensons. Kings County, peated. I'm sorry, I'm not a peated guy. Let's see, what do they have, Larceny? They have the A123. Oh, geez, that's a classic. And that's still here. Wow. A lot of barrel products. You know, I saw the 36 out the other day. Like second place I'd seen it. Really interested in the 36. And of course, foundation. I got backups of these. You just can't go wrong with this barrel foundation. Got some flavored stuff down here. Jim Beam's, Evan Williams. You know, you just, for 20 bucks, you can't go wrong. If you're looking, if you don't have anything to take to a bottle share, I promise you, you take this, somebody's going to drink it. Maker's Mark. And what is taking you so long, Mike, to buy this camp stock wheat whiskey and try it? Because I'm just kind of hesitant of Whistle Pig. I bought Whistle Pig in the past. Well, was it this one? Didn't like it at all. Gave it to somebody, they didn't like it. Gave it to someone else, and they didn't like it. High West. Peg Leg Porker. You know I have this. I still haven't opened it. It's a Tennessee bourbon whiskey. George Dickel. You know, there's a lot of people that say they don't like George Dickel, but you always find it on the shelves. Somebody must like it. I like their bourbon whiskey. Not a fan of their Tennessee whiskey. Kind of surprised these are still around. That's kind of a collector bottle there. Still hunting that Wild Turkey. This is their rye. The Wild Turkey 70th anniversary. I've got a signed bottle. I certainly don't want to open that. And there's the Horse Soldier. Keep meaning to buy that and always find something else I want instead. And the RD1. Well, you know how I feel about the RD1. And this I've tried. I don't have a bottle. I've had a sample of it. Very good. And this interests me. Malted rye whiskey with a sherry finish. I'm hoping I get to try that tomorrow at the bottle show. Someone please bring me this bottle so I can try this. Peerless, Heaven Hill. Jeff the Creed. I'm kind of hit and miss with Jeff. A couple of them I like, a couple of them not so much. Okay, as we come around the other side, we're on, I was wrong about the Irish whiskeys are over here. So if you're in the Irish whiskeys, I'll just go down here slowly. Japanese whiskeys, get into our scotches. I'm just not a scotch guy. I've tried it, just not my thing. Irish whiskey, I'm kind of open to Irish whiskey. My wife is Irish, so yeah, I'm kind of open to Irish whiskey. How about you? What is your favorite Irish whiskey? Let me know, and we might take a glance at it. So we get down here, and they're store picks, and they're hard to find products, and look at that. You don't see this everywhere. I haven't had that, but I've heard that's good. And look, we've got, what is this here? Bardstown single barrel. Wow, Rickhouse C, floor 5. I've not seen that very many places where you actually find a single barrel Bardstown. And then, of course, one of my favorites, the Origin, the high wheat. You can't go wrong with that. And 50 bucks, it's a steal, if you ask me. This is one of the best Bardstowns out there, and it's a great price. What else we got here? The Redwood Empire cast strengths. Ooh, 4-gate. The Bluegrass Trilogy, 3, 2, and 1. And the Old Elk Infinity Blend. You know, I'm kind of hesitant with Old Elk. Last time I spent over $100 on Old Elk, I really wasn't impressed with it. I don't know much about this Infinity Blend. Coming up here, oh, look here. My favorite Weller, and actually my favorite wheated bourbon, the Antique 107. And they got 4 bottles of it. Oh, I'm sorry, no, 3 bottles. Here's the Weller 12. You usually don't see that on a shelf. I like it, but I've got 2 or 3 of these, and for the money, I'd rather have the Antique 107 than the 12-year. And we got a single barrel Knob Creek, Caribou Crossing. I tasted it, not a fan. Another single barrel of 1792, 10-year Whistle Pig. They're barrel proof. They're store pick. You just can't go wrong with that. That's about always what I see these at. It's a good price. Virginia Distillery. I picked up one of their malt whiskeys the other day. I've heard good things about it. Not a fan of anything in port wine, but I've heard good things about this distillery. You'll have to tell me what you think of it. There's their barrel store pick and their Maker's Mark store pick. Going down through here. Uncle Nearest single barrel. I've got to try that. I've tried their, what, 1884, I think it was. It was pretty good. And James E. Pepper, if you don't have one of these decanters, or you're looking for a present for a friend that loves bourbon and whiskey, this would make an excellent Christmas gift, by the way. I think they'd really enjoy it. And not everyone has it, believe it or not. It's popular, but what else do they have here? Oh, look. Here's the batch proof. I think that's the current. I think this is this year's batch proof, 121.2. I have last year's. I don't remember it being that proof. It changes every year. And there's that subtle smoke I've been seeing. There again, I'd love to taste it if you bring it to a bottle share. I would like to taste that. Full proof. And the Old Fourth 10-year. This is their bottled in bond. That's interesting. Old Fourth is coming back, I think, strong after being acquired by Short Barrel. And so this is their allocated and store picks and some hard to finds. So let's go see what they have behind the counter. That's where the real gold is. So if you come up to the front counter, this is what you'll see behind the counter at One Stop Package Depot. They got a lot of special limited releases, and especially look up on the top shelf there. But I had them pull a few that seems very interesting and very tasty. So first up, we got this Gypsy Legacy. This is a crafted blend of 3 aged whiskey. Wow, nice bottle too. And the Parker's Heritage, aged 14 years, barrel finished. I never see this anywhere. And we got the farm stock rye, the Whistle Pig Boss Hog back there, and the farm stock bourbon. And if you're still looking for the Remus Babe Ruth Reserve, that's a beautiful bottle. They've got one of those back here. And the Heaven Hill Grain to Glass. Big fan of the Heaven Hill. This is their rye whiskey. They've got that. And something I hadn't seen before, the Peg Leg Porker in an 8-year. I've got their standard bourbon whiskey, but this is their 8-year. So if you're interested in any of these or anything on the back shelf, make sure to come by One Stop Package Depot and let them know you saw this on Bourbon Rider. So that wraps it up for One Stop Package Depot. We hope you'd enjoy seeing what's new and what they've got behind the counter. So always support your local bottle shop, and we'll see you next time on Bourbon Hunt.